Hi and welcome to Saturday Strolling. I hope everyone is having a beautiful Saturday. It is a lovely day here in Denver, Colorado. I'll be opening the windows up shortly. It's going to get up into the low 60s, which compared to what it's been is warm. Of course, I'll probably wear a little light jacket inside or long sleeves because myself, I'll be cool. The rest of the familia will be comfortable. And of course, the girls will get a nice little freshening of the air. Let's just look at the Murasaki, who is still in lovely bloom. I just love these. And they smell nice. They're hard to describe, but they smell pretty nice. And Pinot Princess Scary is doing okay. I did notice that this bulb is starting to shrivel a little bit, which I kind of expected. She went in with very few roots. What I've been doing is every day I'll take my bottle that I spray with, and I just spray the top just enough to get water where those roots are. I'm not watering the whole pot quite yet because I don't want it to stay too wet. Might change that as soon as I see some things going on. And I don't think I left any of the roots where I can keep an eyeball on them like I like to do. Silly me. Silly me. But I'm hoping that she makes it. If she doesn't, I will probably replace her at some point. And then the spike that I broke a couple of weeks ago, let's see if we can, there it is. I don't think it's going to extend. It looks dried out. I'll just have to wait for another one and not be so klutzy next time. Dendrobium is starting to come into her own now. I do notice she's senescing this leaf, which will leave her one leaf to photosynthesize with. So I may have to put her kind of over here in a brighter light once I move the Curl Smith haul. And did find out who sent these to me. They do want to remain anonymous, so you know who you are. Thank you. And they sent them to me for reaching 1,000 subscribers, which I thought was just amazing. I appreciate that. They're all doing fairly well. I did clean them all up, take off as much of the sheathing as I could, just in case there were any critters in there. Didn't see any, haven't seen any, and I just topped everyone off with some small orchids bark. That one in the middle, which one is that? The Pure Love. It does appear to be a climber, and I have almost 100% decided I'm going to put it on a mount. Right now I'm at 98% because I do have the perfect mount for it if I choose to do that. The rest of them I'm just going to leave in their nursery pots, probably for this growing season or until they start growing out of their pot. The one I want to put on the mount, this Pure Love, as soon as I see new roots, that's when that one's going to go on a mount. And then Spicerianum, looks like she's finished that fan. We may or may not get a bloom off of that one, doubt it. But this Murasaki here with its two growths I turned it around so that the growths would go towards the window and kind of fill in this middle space. I think I told you guys that already. And then beautiful leaf starting to fluff out. I'm hoping it gets like this, but this is the longest leaf that the Mewtwo King has grown for me since it's been in my collection, 22? Yep, May of 22, almost 2 years. And still just this one root right here on this no ID Vanda. But let's see. I did take it and put it in just all bark. Up, I see a new root right there. I did not even notice that one. It's probably because it faces the window all the time. They rarely pick it up except for to water it. And the little spray bottle I was telling you all about is this lovely here. Got it off of Amazon. And it is battery powered. And every day I just take and I will just kind of mist the top of all the Vandas to kind of give them that little drink in the morning. I don't overdo it, just a little bit. And then of course, sometimes I get water on the window, which is fine. And I try to do it early in the morning so that everything is dry in case I get anything in the joints. And we'll put it down because while we're at the window, Cuculata here is starting some new root tips. She, I know, has been in this set up at least since 2020, if not 2019. So she definitely needs a freshen up. And I've been waiting for roots down here because this aerial root's been going to town for months. So I will be getting into her and filming that because I want to see what's all inside. She's going to go back in the basket, just give her a little refresh, restart for the spring. And while we're up here, let's just look at the beautiful Cleopatra here, aka Yin Yang, still in all her full glory. And then I finally did the burlap with the media inside. I just took what was in the pot, put the burlap, stuck it in the pot, topped it off, and put her there. Be cutting the Dendrobium blooms here today. Just thought we'd take one more look, because as you can see, they're kind of going over. They're kind of going over. So nesting 2 leaves down there, which is fine, because she does have roots at the bottom. She's got quite the root system at the bottom. She just doesn't have any coming out at the base quite yet. And then Peaches over here. I did move Peaches and my No ID on Oncidium, kind of switched them around, but she is senescing that leaf. I cannot seem to keep more than 4 leaves on her, but I guess it is what it is. These ladies up here are still doing fine. I'm managing to keep them hydrated. Oh, and I did move my Hawaiian treat, put the staghorn fern there and put the Hawaiian treat here, hoping that with that additional lighting that closer to that grow light, I'm trying to get her to bloom. But she also has been on that mount for 3 years. Needs a refresh. That moss is getting a little old and stagnant. She's got lots and lots of new roots coming out, so we'll probably be taking her off the mount and remounting her on the same mount. Especially with those new roots coming, now would be the time to do that. And I will warn you guys, this is the time of year where there will be quite a few freshen ups, repots, that kind of stuff happening. But look at Snowflake. It's one of my Littorio Dendrobiums. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 spikes coming. So that's going to be a lovely little white show. Still don't see anything happening on my royal chip, and she has lots of buds, just nothing pushing out quite yet. Pulchra that I've had since, I believe it was June of 23. Yep, June of 23 has grown 2 leaves on each keiki here. And these keikis are connected by a stem. I'm assuming it's a flower keiki because of the stem. But we also have some new root growth going. And since I put her in this pot, she's doing rather well. Rather well. Mana Chica, just living its life up here. Not sure what to do with that one. And then Renee Marquis, I had to move from where the Lycaste is right there because this growth right here was growing into the shelf, and now that I'm looking at it, I don't know if she's going to be able to stay on this shelf or if I'm going to have to figure out which of these Cattleya I need to move somewhere so I have space for her over here. Down here, Nodosa is doing much better since I put her in that basket, and she sits directly underneath the light, so those growths are starting to go up, which I appreciate, instead of it going all over the place. And then we've got the Twinkle. I think this is the white showers. Let's see. Nope. This one is, let's get the tag here. This is the Fragrance Fantasy. And we'll just set that in there. And then this one, which to me, they look exactly the same. I'm sure there's some difference. I think it's just in the flower size. This is the White Shower. And my Naomi's Delight back here. I don't think she's gonna be able to stay. I'm gonna dig into her later on today and see. And if I find anything, I'll take a quick clip and show it to you guys, but I don't think I'm going to find anything. I think she's got to go to the fairies, go out with the fairies. And then the spike finally dried up on the, oh my goodness. You'd think I know the name of all these girls. Let me just pull her out real quick because I have to take her out to water her anyway. So we'll just take her out real quick and see what her name is.
Ooh, almost fell. That would have been funny. The Celtic Sun Maya.
So she is dried out. I was trying to see if I see any new growth coming yet. Probably not yet, but she'll start her new growth here shortly. Pink lip, still in beautiful bloom. I love the way that arched. And the way I did that, guys, is I let her grow kind of straight towards the light up there. And then once she got to a certain point, I put her on that shelf so that that would bend down to go to this light. And then eventually it just, the flowers themselves kind of weighed her down, and did the same thing with this one, which, yes, these blooms are going over. I think I'm going to name this one Valentine, because this one reminds me of those little heart candies. Yeah, so I think, haven't decided if I'm going to cut the whole spike or just let the flowers fall off, because we do have a branch that's getting ready to bloom out here. Got a branch there, and then she looks like she's trying to develop some things going on here. I'll make that decision at a later date. I'm not making it now. Hippodamia, just living her life, finishing off this growth here. I don't think we're going to get a bloom, guys. This has not gone anywhere in the last few weeks, so probably not going to get a bloom, which is fine. And then up here, the Bellina, probably, hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll see that bloom. Let's see, maybe next week? If not next week, definitely the following week. So if you want to see a Bellina bloom with me for the first time, go ahead and hit that subscribe. And then the wild type up here, she's starting to swell out. And I noticed the Abenensis is starting to swell out some blooms. And then my Sogo Vivian, she is starting to go over. I might cut that spike. She concentrate on some more leaves. Oh, and then this other Bellina that is questionable, new leaf, new spike, and I don't know if I have it in the right spot, but she has a second spike coming along, which is wonderful. Let's see, Cornucervi coming out with a beautiful new leaf. And then I did move my mini mark over here just because of the way that this, what is that called, spike is growing. And then Greek wax silk ball should be open next week as well. She's finally swelling, and you can see just, let me zoom in real quick, just the slightest crack in each one of those. Isn't that gorgeous? I love that. Those little, look like little rain droplets. I tend to wipe those off though, guys, with just warm water. I don't know. I get kind of paranoid that it's going to attract a bug, even though I grow in my living room. Copper Queen, this is the best growth that I've gotten from her since I've had her. I think I got her in 21, 22. This is the Cattleya that when I was talking about the moss, my little moss trick where I put moss underneath, this is the Cattleya that I did that with. And within about 2 months, she was full of roots. Matter of fact, she's got those two aerial roots on either side that go. There's the longest one, and then the little short one you can see right up there in the corner. And I've been keeping an eye on my Maxima, these new growths. So far, so good. No black tips coming out. So maybe it was a calcium issue. And then the Aussie, I'm loving, absolutely loving this new growth. And she does have a new swelling down there. Let's see. I don't think you can really see it, but look at all those roots coming out of her. She is loving, loving life right now. As well as the Leopoldii dark one crossed with the Sagric Red Beauty. Look at all those roots. I love that they're going down and not aerial. And then this little piece back here, can you see that root? So we're going to have a second root system on this side. So one day, this side will grow just as well as this side. And I didn't see anything else back here. Still nothing inside this sheath right here that I can see. So she may or may not bloom. I'm assuming she will, but you know what happens when one assumes. And then look at the Maikai. Look how quickly these growths have grown. Like, that's like 2 months since they've just shot up. And for people who grow regular houseplants, like, it took 2 months. But for those of us who grow orchids, 2 months, that's pretty quick for a Cattleya. And then down here, we've got our little mini purple down there, the one we just repotted, the one I put the moss at the bottom. And again, Every other day or so, I'll just put some water to wet the moss, hoping for roots. That's all I can do at this point. I've done what I can do. Fingers crossed she pulls through. And then Jane Austen with her 2 directions of growth back there. Those are shooting up rather nicely. And my Cattleya Schilleriana, look at these growths. They're coming right on along. Look at that. Look at that. I'm so excited for spring, y'all. My rose bushes are starting to get the little red budding on them. I'll post a couple of pictures of a couple of the little scragglers. This Psychopsis leaf. Now, is it me or has this thing really grown in the last week? I feel like it's not doubled in size, but grown quite a bit. And then, of course, my candy stripes here, or sparks. There is one growth. That one seems to be the quickest, as well as that one. And I think it's because these 2 get more light, whereas this one's kind of shaded by the leaves. But I don't see, yep, I do see a root, actually. I just saw, let's see, got some root activity going on in there. That's a wonderful. This is the one when we repotted it, kind of had several little pieces that ended up. And of course, Soft Clouds is going to finish her little blooming soon. But see how the spike goes straight up and then it curves over? You can do that with light training. You just have to position it and watch how the spike goes. Anything going on back here? Anything? Nope. Oh, and those, I'm hoping that those might be open next week too. Because it does look like, whoop, let me get in there. It looks like there's just a little bit of cracking there. It might be another 2 weeks. But again, all that happy sap will have to go. Oh, I have bad news. My Hariella red 3-lip, yeah, it's a goner. It's a goner. So I'm not going to replace it. I have a regular Hariella retricala, and the flowers are the same, except for that one just is nothing but the lip of the Hariella. And I'm not that enthralled with it to replace it. Gigantea, I really need to do something with her because she is starting to grow roots. So the setup I'm thinking to put her in, I really need to get her in there now. The Cintion, I believe that one is, still working on leaves. Everybody's just working on leaves. And then this one, the Soft Clouds, we're going to get a second flush of blooms. This is the original spike from earlier this year. And then my Fritz Nicholas Spring Dance that I've had since 2019. Guys, this thing is so slow. Oh my goodness, she's slow. She's grown 1 growth per year. And I just noticed this morning that she's got a new growth coming right down there in the center, if you can see it. I'm hoping for a second direction of growth. This girl here, I tell you what, I think I might put her in a pot that doesn't have so much aeration. Same bark, but maybe one of the clear pots that doesn't have any holes on the side. Because I think she just needs a little more moisture, being a more compact, smaller Cattleya. We'll see. And then my Pink Profusion here has a little bit of the variegation coming in on it. Not a lot, just kind of on the tips there. And let's see, just that 1 growth coming. Okay, I thought maybe we could see another new growth, but nope, just this one. And then Japonica. So I had read many moons ago that they prefer a cooler, drier winter in order to bloom. So she's had a cooler winter, being down here at the bottom, because she normally sits over by the window. I did give her a drier one as well. I only watered her when she was absolutely bone dry, and then I'd wait another couple of days. So look at all the root activity she's got going on. I'm slowly increasing her watering. And then she looks like, getting a little dehydrated. May have to increase it, because I just watered her a couple of days ago, and she looks like she's dry already. Sarai 2.0 back there, working on a nice new leaf. And I'm loving the fact that each leaf is getting a little bigger and fuller than the next. So one day I'll see those blooms again. One day. Just not going to be anytime soon. And then right down here is the Inscriptiosis. with her new leaf. I'm loving that because I was worried that she was just going to go on and live with the fairies, but I think she might be okay. Been flushing her 3 to 4 times a week just to make sure. Don't see any new roots on this lovely lady here. And then still waiting on some blooms for the Tetraspis. Nothing exciting going on there. Spring fragrance, though, guys, has lots and lots of new growths coming. So let's see, we've got, I think I saw some up under this leaf. Yeah, we've got that one, and then we've got new buds coming right there, or not buds, but new little blooms coming. Why do I'm hoping for this thing to bloom again. Growths, that's what we're looking for, the word growths, along with lovely root growth here, and look at the 2 swellings here. New growth there, new growth there. She's got, let's see, where else did I see that new growth? Sorry for all the jiggy-jaggy here, but I could have sworn I saw some more new growth. Was it under here? Maybe not. But I have decided I'm going to leave her alone this year, let her gather her strength, but we're definitely digging into her in 2025. Definitely in 2025. Don't have anything new going on yet with the Horus Maxima over here. I'm hoping that she's not going down because, as you can see, she has that little leaf there. No new growths coming, but she did have this one. Let's see if I can get in there. So she did have, where is it there? That growth that kind of fell. Then she started this one with this, and I have been giving her more calcium as well, just in case. And then, of course, Wildcat Yellow King, just doing really well. And apparently there's enough roots in there because there is no constantining on these new growths. It's going to be a while before it gets back to its former glory. What do we got going on down here? Still no new root growth on the 2 ICPUs. This one looks like it's nesting this bottom leaf. And look at those juicy roots. Oh. I love that. I love that. And I love that they're going down. I love aerial roots, but I love it when they go down. And let's just check on Miss Iris here. She is still doing her root prediction. She hasn't quite taken off on it quite yet, but I'm assuming we will have us a new leaf here in the next few weeks. Now, if she decides to spike this season, because she normally spikes for me in the spring, summertime, I am not going to allow her to spike this year because I just repotted her in, I think, September of 23. And I want her to rebuild her root system and her leaves because this is a cakey off with the mama. I'm going to love and leave you with some blooms here. And this one here is the one that has the 2 cakeys that are all intertwined. And I am going to repot her. For those of you who are scared to repot when your orchid is in bloom, be sure to look out for that video. So go ahead and subscribe and hit that notification so you know when I post that, because you can repot your orchid when it is in bloom. You guys have a beautiful rest of your Saturday, and I'll see you next time.